Hello students, welcome to your computer classroom. So in the previous class we have completed the exercise of chapter 4, that was QBasic. Now today we are going to start our new chapter, that is about the introduction to MS Excel. So let us come to our textbook. So here we are with our new chapter. So in this chapter we will see various new things, new software, how it is used, then what are the different features of this. We will see various other things along with this, how we can create table. Clear? We will see various important terms. So let us see first that what all the topics which we are going to see in this chapter. So first is the introduction, that is what is MS Excel, then how we can start this MS Excel. We will get familiarized with the Excel window, what are the different parts, then the concept of active cell, how we can change the active cell, then how the data can be entered in these Excel sheets. Clear? Then what is worksheet, what is workbook, how a workbook can be saved, how we can select, edit and change the data in these Excel sheets, then deleting data. Then if you have changed something, if you want to go to the previous one, we can use the undo feature. Then move and copy the different information, the different data present in the Excel sheet, then changing the width and height of the row and column. Clear? After that we have how we can insert a new row in any of the Excel sheet, then inserting a column, deleting row and column. Clear? So this way the different editing and formatting part of the Excel sheet is there. Then there are different worksheets in a single workbook, so we will see how we can switch from one worksheet to another. Then we can rename the worksheet, we can change the color of those worksheet tabs. Clear? Then a new worksheet if required, then how we can add a new worksheet, deleting existing worksheet and moving and copying a worksheet. Clear? So these are the some basic, you can say, parts of MS Excel. We will see all of these things, all of these topics in this chapter. So let us continue with our first uh, topic, that is MS Excel. So let us first see that what MS Excel is. So MS Excel is a powerful spreadsheet program. So here a new term comes, a spreadsheet program. So what is the basic meaning of this spreadsheet? When the data which we are saving, it is a, you can say, electronic form of data, means digital form of data, where we are saving the information in a form of rows and column. So such softwares are called as spreadsheet program. So MS Excel is a example of spreadsheet program. There are various other spreadsheet program also other than MS Excel. So what is the use of this spreadsheet program? They allow us to organize data, complete calculation, represent data in graphs and develop reports. So by using this MS Excel software or any of the spreadsheet software, we can organize the data. Clear? We can keep them in an organized manner. Then we can do calculation on those data which we have saved. Then if you want to represent the same data in form of chart, graph or report, so this can be done using these spreadsheet program. Okay, now let us see some important features of this. So first is Excel allows you to organize data in rows and columns. So as we were talking about that, we can save our data in the form of rows and column. We all know what are rows and column. We will see it. So rows are the horizontal, you can say, the area where we enter the data in a table, and columns are the vertical one. Okay, so this way the data is saved in the tabular form in form of rows and column. Now these rows and columns are collectively called as worksheet. A single, you can say, a single window where we have the rows and column, the data where we save. So this you can say a single collection of rows and column is called as worksheet. Clear? A single area or a single part of the software, this is called as worksheet. Then spreadsheet file is called as workbook. When we combine various worksheet together, that is called as workbook. As we can relate that as we write in any copy, so a single page of the copy can be treated as a worksheet, and the whole copy or a notebook where we have these collective different pages, so that is called a workbook. In the same way, we can understand with the notebook or the any of the copies. Clear? So this is the difference between worksheet and a workbook. So worksheet is basically, you can say that worksheet is a single page, and this spreadsheet, when it is in the form of collective form, that is called as workbook. Clear? So here you can also see that workbook is like a notebook having 255 individual worksheets. So in a single workbook we can have 255 worksheet. Clear? We will see when we will open the Excel window that where these worksheets are present. So right now we can see that the worksheet is a single spreadsheet where we can enter the data, and the collection of different worksheet together is called workbook. And in a single workbook, how many worksheet are there? 255. Then on each worksheet, data is organized vertically in columns and horizontally in rows. So this we were talking about, that we have these horizontal ones which are called as rows. Clear? So in any of these worksheets, we are saving the data in the form of rows and column. So the horizontal ones are called rows, and the vertical ones where we enter the data, they are called as column. Clear? So these are the you can say the terms which we use in a spreadsheet, means the data which is saved in the form of rows and column. Now each worksheet of Excel 2010 typically has how many rows and column? 16,384 columns. Okay, so this way the spreadsheet have how many columns? It has 16,384. So according to the different versions of the software, the rows and columns differ. So from Excel 2010 we have the different versions of the software. So after 2010 we have 16,384 columns. Clear? And another is the rows. So rows are these horizontal ones. So rows we have 10,48,576. Clear? So you can see that on a single page we have large amount of rows and column where we can fill the data and keep that data in a single spreadsheet. Okay, so this way the single worksheet has this much amount of rows and column, 16,384 columns and 10,48,576 rows. So these were the numbers which that this much rows and columns are present in a single spreadsheet. Next is the intersection of a column and row is called a cell. Then a cell is the basic unit of worksheet into which you enter the data. So here you can see when we are making this rows and column, so a single box, a single intersection of rows and column, this will be called as a cell. Clear? So here you can see, suppose we have 3 columns and 2 rows in this table. So a single area where, clear? So here how many rows and columns we have? Clear? So a single one where we are entering the data, this will be called as a cell. So cell is a intersection of rows and column, you can say. So, and also it is the basic unit of a worksheet into which we enter the data. Now cells are identified by the column and rows in which they are located. So any of these cells have some address, you can say, whatever the number or data which we will save here, they will be identified by their rows and column number. So how we will write their names, let us see. So if I take a new table, we will see this in Excel window as well. So suppose this is a table, clear. Now the column and rows, they will have some numbers and alphabet. So here you can see that if there is a cell, the intersection of a column B and a row 5 is referred to as a cell B5. Okay, so columns will have a alphabet denotation, clear. For example, if we have 4 columns, they will be written as A, B, C, D. In the same way, if we have rows, the rows will have some numbers. Okay, so if we talk about address of any of these, so suppose this one, we are talking about this cell, so what will be the address of this? First we write the column, clear. So the address of this will be C and then the row number, so this will be C2. In the same way, there was example of B5 if it was in the second column and the fifth row, clear. So this the value which we have written, this is called as the cell address or a cell reference. Okay, the same it is written here, that the intersection of this row and column will be referred to as a cell B5, which is called the cell address or the cell reference. So cell may contain 3 types of data. It can be any text, it can be any number, or we can write the formulas, clear. So in each of these cell we can enter different type of data. So this can be any text, means suppose you are writing your name, then numbers means if you are writing any numbers. Then also we will see that we can write formula in Excel sheets. Using these formulas we can do the calculation very easily in these Excel sheets. Now let us see that how we can start the MS Excel. So for starting MS Excel, according to the operating system which you are using, you can choose the options. So if you are using Windows 7 or some previous operating system, there we will go to the start button. In the start button, if you go to the all programs, then click on the Microsoft Office, then you have the Microsoft Excel 2010. Now in the latest operating system, directly we can type the search box and here we can write the Word or MS Word. So if I write this MS Word, you can see we get this at the top, and if I click on the open button, by clicking on the open button we can open the software window. So here it opens like this, clear. So this is the Excel window which opens by following those steps. Now let us see the previous things which we have just seen, that what are rows, what are columns, and how many rows and columns are there. So if I increase the you can say, let us zoom in. Now here you can see at the top all of the columns which are given there, they are denoted with the alphabets. So here you can see these A, B, C, D, these are the column names, and 1, 2, 3 are the rows. So suppose if I write any value, if I click here in the column C and the row number 3, you can identify by the yellow color also, the same C3 is appearing in the name box here, clear. So this is the address of this. We will see all of these components, that how we identify these things in a MS Excel window. Now we were talking about that how many rows and columns we have. So here you can see when we scroll these pages, we have the scroll bars at the right side and at the bottom. So if I continue going to the last, how many rows we will get? We have just seen, let us come to the book. So we have how many rows? Rows we have is 10,48,576, and in the same way how many columns we have? 16,384 columns. Clear? So this much rows and columns are present in this Excel sheet. So if we continue scrolling the page, we can get to that value. Okay, let us erase this. So this way we have seen that how the address is written, then what is the cell reference. So this address which we are writing, that is called as cell reference. So we can scroll and come to the top one. So whatever the address of any of this cell, a single area, this one which is selected, this is called as cell, which is the intersection of rows and column. Clear? And the address of this is B3, suppose, which is appearing here, this is called as a cell reference. Okay, now come again to the book. So this was the step how we can start the MS Excel in any of the operating system. So it will only open if it is already installed. Now when we open this, we can see a few of the terms, like whatever the worksheet which open, this is called as a workbook. Clear? So here you can see that it is denoting book 1. Clear? So this means it is a workbook. Now let me show you that what is the meaning of workbook and worksheet. So if I come to the Excel sheet, here you can see at the bottom we have different sheets, sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. So by default when you open, we get 3 sheets. If we want to add more sheets, we can add more sheets also. So now these collection of different sheets is called a workbook. Clear? So a individual area where we can enter the data, the spreadsheet, that is called as a worksheet, and a collection of all of the worksheet together, it is called as workbook. The same you can see at the title bar, it is denoting book 1. We can save this by any of the name which we want, but by default when we open, it gives you a book any random number. Means if it is the first by this name, then it will show book 1. If it is already saved, then it will come with book 2. So this way this collective file of different worksheet together will be called as a workbook. Now come again to the book. So here now we will see each and every component of this Excel window and try to understand that what are the different components which are present in the Excel window. So let us see these. So the Excel 2010 programs windows display many items that you can use to create and work with your workbook, like file tab, ribbon, quick access toolbar, scroll bars, etc. Clear? So according to the different version, we have different layout of any of these software. So right now we are talking about Excel 2010. Maybe in the previous versions the window will differ. Now also these days we have the latest version, like MS Office 2016, then we have Office 365. Clear? So these are the latest version. There also we have similar all these tabs and ribbon area present, but they may have some additional features also. So let us see now these components. So here you can see all of the different components are displayed here, like title bar, then window control bar, quick access toolbar. Now let us see these all of these terms one by one. So if I scroll down, these are the different terms. So first is the title bar. So what is the title bar? Title bar, it shows the name of the displayed workbook. So when we see here at the top of this book, the workbook, the name of the file is appearing. So this is the title bar. In the our example also we have seen at the top here it is present in the red tab. You can see that it is written book 1. So this is the title bar where we can see the name of the file. Now next is file tab. So what is the file tab? When you click on the file tab, a backstage view appears which resembles as a menu. In backstage view, you will find a list of commands like save, open, print, etc. So if we come to the file tab, let us see that what are the different features present in the file tab. So if I click on this file tab, you can see background backstage view opens. Here we have the different options for saving any of the file, save as, open, close. So these are the different options. Then print, clear. So these different options are related to a file. These options are present in the file tab. Okay. So at the top we have different tabs. These are called as tabs, like file tab, home tab, insert tab. Clear. So this we were talking about the file tab, where we have the different options related to the file operations, like saving them, opening any new file. If you want to get printed any of these files, so we can go to this file tab. Now next is, let us come again, next is the quick access toolbar. So what is the quick access toolbar? This displays the quick access buttons to the save, undo and redo commands. Clear. So there are some you can say the buttons which we use frequently. So these are present in the quick access toolbar. So let me show you the quick access toolbar. So here if you come at the top where we have the save button, undo and redo button, so this area is called as quick access toolbar, the left corner of the window. Clear. We can modify this also. You can add more new buttons also if you want. So if I click on this, you can see these are the checked one, like save, undo and redo, which are present. If you want to add other also, you can click and select that, so it will also come in this quick access area. So this is the quick access toolbar, where the frequently used options are present. Now come again to the next, which is ribbon. So what is ribbon? It displays a group of related commands in tabs. Each tabs offers shortcut buttons to common tasks. So which one is the ribbon area? If we come to the window once again, here you can see the whole area which is present below any of the tabs. So here you can see in the home tab, here we have these options like cut, copy, paste, then the font name, font size. So this whole area related to a single tab, this is called as a ribbon. Clear. So all of the related options in a single tab are present in this ribbon area. Now if we switch to another tab, let us see. So this right now, this is the home tab. If you come to the insert tab, the ribbon area will change. Clear. In the same way, the other like page layout, you can see the ribbon area changes. So all of the related options which are part of a single tab, they are present in the ribbon area. Now next is formula bar. So what is formula bar? Formula bar is present here. You can see where it is written fx. So here what are the different functions or formula we are willing to write, this can be written. So it is basically used to enter and edit the formulas and perform calculation on your worksheet data. Clear. So formula bar, when we will proceed further in this chapter, here you can see it is present fx. So here whatever the formula or function you want to use for doing different calculation, this can be written in the formula bar also. Now next is the window control buttons. So window control buttons, you already know that in all of these software windows which we open, we have the minimize, maximize and restore buttons, as well as close, cross buttons. So these are the window control buttons. Let us see this also. See here you can see at the right corner of the page, here we have the minimize, restore and close button. So if I minimize, this will be minimized in the taskbar. Then here is the restore button if you want to resize. So this way it can be restored by using this restore or maximize button. Then this one is the cross button. If you want to close this, this can be closed. So this is the window control buttons. Now next is worksheet. So this we have we were discussing in the beginning of the chapter also. Let us see. So what is worksheet? Excel file is called as workbook. So as we were talking about that in the title bar, when we open it, it is written book 1, book 2. So this means that it is a workbook. Now the workbook contains sheets called as worksheet. So each individual tabs which is present at the bottom, that is worksheet. So by default a workbook contains 3 worksheets. So as we have seen when we opened the file, so there were only 3 worksheets which were present. Let us see once again. So if I come to this Excel window, you can see at the bottom we have sheet 1, sheet 2 and sheet 3. So this means 3 sheets are present in a workbook by default. Here this book 1 denotes that this is a single workbook in which we have 3 worksheets right now. Clear? Then you can also add additional worksheet. So if you want to add more worksheet, we were talking in the beginning that how many worksheet can be present in a workbook? 255. So in each of the workbook, maximum number of worksheet that we can save, that is 255. Clear? Each sheet has a name displayed on a sheet tab. So at the bottom you can see sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3 it is written. So these are the worksheet name. If you want to change them, we can give a new name also. So this is the name of the worksheet. Then a worksheet is organized into rectangular grid containing columns and rows. Clear? So each of the worksheet, here we have seen that all of the data which we are going to enter, this is present in the form of rows and column. Clear? So what are the rows? Rows are the horizontal one and columns are the vertical one. Let us see this once again. So if we come to this Excel window, which one are the columns? The vertical ones, the A, B, C. Here you can see all of the columns are denoted by these alphabets, and rows which we are talking about, any of the this numbers like 1, 2, 3, these vertical area is called as row. Clear? So this way a single worksheet is divided into rows and columns. Clear? Now next is a column letter above the grid, also called as column heading, identifies each column. So as we have seen that at the top where it was written A, B, C, D, so this identify the column name. Clear? Or column heading. Then a row number on the left side of the grid. So at the left we have the row numbers. So this denotes the row heading which identifies each row. Clear? So this way the rows and columns are represented in a Excel sheet. Now next one is cell. So let us see now what is cell. So cell, we have seen that it is the intersection of rows and column. So a cell is the intersection of each column and row in a worksheet. A cell is the basic unit of a worksheet into which you enter data. Clear? So any of the intersection of these rows and columns, they give a single cell. Clear? So this is the basic unit in which the data can be entered. Each worksheet has many cells. Only a small fraction of the active worksheet is displayed on the screen at one time. Clear? So as we were talking about that we have 16,500 something, that was the, let us erase this. So if we have seen in the previous part that we have 16,384 columns and 10,48,576 rows. So if we multiply this number of column and this number of rows, so this much amount of cells we get in a single worksheet. So if we come to the software area once again, so here you can see only a small portion of the sheet is present in our window right now. If we scroll this and continue, we can see various other cells also. Clear? So at a time only a small portion of these cell areas are visible to us. Now what is the cell which we are talking about? a single element where we can enter the data. So here whatever the value you want to enter, this can be entered like this. Clear? Now this cell, as we are talking about, that this is formed by the intersection of these rows and columns, and the these cell which is present in the window at present. So that is a only small portion of a large, you can say, a worksheet. So these cells are the active, you can say, the part in which the data can be entered. Now coming to the book once again, we have seen the different parts of the Excel window. Now in the coming class we will see the remaining terms which are part of this Excel window, and we will see the different other ways how we can enter the data, how we can make other changes in this worksheet. Okay, so revise all the terms which we have seen, and let us meet in the next class with the other remaining topics. Thank you.